What up, Dokkaners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the possibilities of new categories being introduced into Dokkan when the 350 million download celebration kicks off in about a week from now. In 1 week, we will also be getting the live stream as well as the Dokkan Now video premiere going over the details of the new units. It's going to be happening on Global and JP at the same time. So that will be when we finally have confirmation as far as what these units can do and who they are. But until then, it's all about speculation, baby. What else is there to do right now? We're all kind of just waiting for this to happen. So again, more speculation videos. You'll love to see it. So I sent out a tweet yesterday asking you guys for some of your ideas as far as these new categories are concerned. But before we check out these new category ideas that you guys submitted, I do want to talk about a couple things. So the reason why I feel like there's going to be new categories being introduced is because that's kind of the formula that Dokkan adopts during these marquee celebrations. Think about it from a business perspective. When you're doing a massive celebration like a worldwide download, 200, 300, 400 million download celebrations, these units are the culmination of basically a year's worth of saving for a lot of players. The hype has been building over a long period of time. A lot of people are going to be playing the game and actively participating in the game. When you have these new banners out with all of these crazy valuable units, you want to entice the player base to actually summon. And if you were to have a unit that leads categories that are already in the game, it slightly diminishes their value simply based on the fact that if you don't want to summon, or if you want to continue saving for, let's say, another banner, well, you can actually have a valid reason to not summon simply because of the fact that you already have those leaders in the form of the other units. So when it comes to these marquee celebrations, they have to introduce new categories. Now, I personally don't want them to do that, but it's all but certain, in my opinion, that they will. The example that I showed, as you saw, is the worldwide download celebration. So this is the blueprint. This is from last year. We were introduced to 4 new units, 1 headliner and 1 sideliner on each of the dual Dokkanfests. We got Vegito, helming the Majin Buu Saga, which is the old category, and Battle of which is the new category. Then we got the other Dokkan Festival banner, which is Buu-Tanks and Bukalo. So Buu-Tanks leads Majin Power, which is the old category, and Power Absorption, which is the new one. And if you need more proof of this, look at this. Both of these categories have not seen any new leads except for the Gohan and Frieza from the 6th-year anniversary in 1 year. This is all we have for Battle of Wits as far as lead and Power Absorption as far as lead. It's pretty crazy, but this is how they operate because it makes business sense. So let's look at Planet Namek Saga. As you can see, we've got a Super Saiyan Goku, we've got a Final Form Frieza, and we've got a Gohan. We are all basically assuming that the 2 new leads are going to be Super Saiyan Goku and Full Power Frieza. I feel like the Frieza will get the Planet Namek Saga leader, and then the Goku, whatever Goku type we get, will helm either Super Saiyans, or maybe Explosion of Anger, or maybe Saviors, or Pure Saiyans, or something different. So with that out of the way, there is one more category that needs to be filled for each of these 2 possible future units. So let's check out my tweet that I posted yesterday. I asked you guys to post your possible ideas for new categories that we might see for the Super Saiyan Goku and the Full Power Frieza. The example that I gave was Super Saiyan Goku will lead Planet Namek Saga and Avengers. I do realize that I'm contradicting my own statement earlier by using this as an example, but hey, it's a weird example, so just go with it. So let's just say that the new Super Saiyan Goku has Planet Namek Saga leader and Avengers. Avengers is the new category. Now, if you're wondering why I said Avengers, yes, I am a Marvel nerd, but that's not why I said it. The reason why I said Avengers is simply because if we look at the Revenge category, Namek Goku's not even here. Why? Krillin gets murdered before his eyes, and he wants revenge, does he not? Apparently he doesn't. According to Dokkan, he didn't seek revenge. He probably sought to avenge his fallen ally. So I feel like that is a good justification for a new category. You could bring in Super Saiyan Goku as an avenging lead. You could have the Saiyan Saga Krillin, the Prime Battle Krillin, who could also fit in that category. I don't want to go over all the examples for this, but let's see if we can get some ideas cooking here, and hopefully one of our ideas will end up being right. That would be really cool. In his video, Goresh had the idea of putting Saga Heroes and Saga Bosses. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, actually, I was going to talk about that. Goresh did do a video where he talks about these 2 possible categories, and while I agree those would be awesome, I don't think we're going to get those yet, simply because we haven't covered all the sagas yet. We have yet to get a fully official Dokkan Festival lead for Saiyan Saga. So until that point, I don't think that they're going to be introducing a category that pretty much wraps up the entirety of the Dragon Ball Z timeline. I feel like until we get to that point, there is no Saga Bosses or Saga Heroes, because it just wouldn't feel right to introduce that category and not have a Saiyan Saga Dokkan Festival lead yet. But that's still a really good idea. I don't really want them to be leaders of new categories. I kind of just want Goku to be like Super Saiyan and Exploding Rage for Frieza. If he does Final Form, he could maybe be Full Power in Planet Namek Saga. I agree. I don't want them to be introducing new categories, but as I mentioned earlier, that's just how it works. They probably will. And then they'll just leave it alone like they did for this category and this one. Like, that's just how it is. No, there's nothing we can do about it. Planet Namek Saga and Saiyan Transformation. Saiyan Transformation. So that's pretty obvious to understand. So it's just basically Transformation Boost, but specifically for Saiyans. Now, that's not to say that Transformation Boost itself is a good category. It's kind of a weird name, but because we're so used to it now, people consider it to be a good category. Saiyan Transformation is basically a subsection of that, but it's still a pretty clear-cut category, meaning you can clearly delineate the line between those who belong there and those who do not. So as far as the criteria is concerned, this works as a category. I just don't think it would happen simply because it's literally a subsection of of an already existing category. But still, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think I'm seeing anything for Frieza's secondary leader skill unless all villains. So I guess just extreme. I mean, you know, they could go that route. Instead of even having a category, they could just do super class and extreme class and give them a Dokkan Festival leader skill. That actually would be pretty cool. And you know what? That is a category. So I actually suddenly like that. I don't know if Stan Smith meant this, but you just gave a pretty cool idea by accident. That's pretty cool. Super class and extreme class, key +3, stats +150. Woo-hoo-hoo! Free to play gonna be eating good after that one. Final bosses for Frieza. So Gale has the similar idea to Goresh. Final boss is basically like Saga Boss because it's the big bad of the entire arc. The final boss, after that, you're not fighting anybody because you've reached a temporary moment of peace. So yeah, that kind of falls in line with Goresh's theory. Final boss, Saga Boss, I like it. Cool idea. Frieza Force, maybe. Frieza Force is actually a really good idea. I actually really like Frieza Force because number one, it's a very obvious category. Number two, it opens the door for some units that deserve to be in this game. What's funny is that the Ginyu Force literally just belongs right in there. And what would be cool about that is you could have these 5 free-to-play Ginyu Force units fall under a leader ability that's not free-to-play. So actually, Frieza Force would be great. All of these guys would be on the Frieza Force. Tagoma would be Frieza Force. Because, I mean, look at their links, first of all. You got Frieza Minion, and you've got New Frieza Army. This is, of course, referring to, like, you know, the newer Frieza stuff from Resurrection F. But Frieza's Minion. You got Zarbon, you got Dodoria, you got, what's this guy's name? Is it Apul? Or it's Kui, okay. And then you got the super versions. You got Toyota, you got Red Bull, you got Sorbet. You got all of these dudes. I forgot what these guys are called. They're just soldiers. This is Apul, right? Yeah, this is Apul. So all of these guys could actually then warrant some sort of a summonable unit or some sort of SSR unit, at least, at the very least, Zarbon and Dodoria. So I very much like that. Frieza Force should be a category. It would be an easy one to figure out. Please do that. You know what's funny about this one, T-Bolt? I actually thought the exact same thing when I was making that tweet. Literally, the categories that I thought of was Allied to Good. And the other one is Nightmare to You. That's actually, and then I thought, what would be an even better category than Nightmare to You would be, What are you?
What are you? Allied to Good! Nightmare to You!
For Goku, Savior of the World or Protector of the Planet. For Frieza, Final Desperation or Power Preceding Reality. I like that there was some thought put into this. Savior of the World is literally just Savior, so that wouldn't work. Protector of the Planet, I actually like that, although it doesn't quite work in this situation because literally Planet Namek blows up. So I don't think, in a literal sense, this even is accurate, but I like where you're thinking. Final Desperation is All Out Struggle, or Last Resort. And see, that's why I hate these categories. Final Desperation is literally like half Last Resort and half All Out Struggle. How do you put it in one or the other? Power Preceding Reality. This sounds good, but does this fit? I don't know if this even fits. Please let me know in the comments what you mean by this. Like, give me some examples. Legendary Battles. Both Goku and Frieza can lead it since it has both super and extreme side, and it could be a very good category. This is actually an excellent idea. It's basically just a category that catalogs all of the epic showdowns that took place in the canon of Dragon Ball. I actually really like that. So you'd have Cell, Perfect Cell, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. You'd have Ultimate Gohan and Super Buu. Actually, would that count as a legendary battle? I don't think so. Maybe Vegito and Buu-Tanks, or Buuhan, or Candy Vegito and Buuhan, things like that. That's actually a pretty cool idea. Toonami just leaked the leader in Avengers 5. Hey man, look, listen. I already know. I know it all. I am not going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm really hoping Dokkan buffs. Ooh, Dokkan buffs, okay. Pre-existing categories, I agree with you, Mr. Baby. Buffing categories that have already been around is definitely a good idea. Psychological warfare last year. How about psychological warfare for Goku, as Goku talks a lot to Frieza and drives fear in him? That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe not. I don't know how they would quantify that into a more poetic category name, but something like this where basically a character talks a lot of shit to the other character and messes with their heads, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. Goku, transformation boost and power of friendship. Not okay. All right. Frieza, Planet Namek Saga, and powerful opponent. Isn't this? I think this is a thing in Legends. I actually think that it wouldn't be too bad of an idea for them to start to pick up a couple categories from the Legends side of things, because I think Legends does a pretty good job of getting some nice categories out there. So yeah, powerful opponent, that'd be cool. Frieza should be Arrogance category, and maybe Dragon Ball Seekers, which would be really nice. And Goku could be Planet Namek and First Awakening. First Awakening I like a lot. And actually that kind of leads to another point. There are a few links that should actually be turned into categories. And I think one of the most recent examples of this is Turtle School. Turtle School was originally just a link that a lot of people kind of dismissed as the possibility of ultimately becoming a category simply because it already exists as a link. So having First Awakening actually become a category would be pretty cool because it does fit in a lot of senses. First Awakening could be the first time Goku goes Super Saiyan, the first time Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, Goku going Super Saiyan 3. You could throw in characters like Bardock, the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I like that. Avengers is literally Revenge but cooler. Yep. All Out Struggle is literally Last Resort but more specific. The First Awakened and the Frieza Force. I think these are my two favorite categories. Z Fighters for Goku. That would actually be like a more poetic version of Saga Heroes. It's just Z Fighters. Yeah, honestly, Goku could lead Exploding Rage and Miraculous Awakening. Yes, he could. Frieza could lead Inhuman Deeds and Ruthless Aggression. So this is actually probably not a bad category. Ruthless Aggression sounds good. Has a nice ring to it. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Or Goku could just be Heroic Deeds. I mean, yeah, we've got Inhuman Deeds. Why not have the opposite of that? Heroic Deeds. Although, what heroic deed does he do there? All he does... Okay, well, the heroic deed that he does in the Namek fight against Frieza is that he engages with Frieza until the planet is destroyed so everybody else can escape. So that's actually a really good idea. Heroic Deeds is actually pretty good. So a lot of really nice ideas here. I actually really enjoy doing these. So I might do more of these in the future where you guys can post your submissions and then I can react to it. These community reaction videos are actually pretty cool. I can see why Truth and these guys like to do this. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments what category out of the ones that I showed today stands out to you. For me, it's Frieza Force and it's First Awakened. I really like Frieza Force. I also kind of like Avenger. Let me know if you guys agree with that. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it!
This is wild.
Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.